U.S. Northern Command's reviewing the results of a global information dominance exercise that applied artificial intelligence and machine learning. The commander of NORTHCOM, General Glenn Van Herk, says the exercise was a sample of the power of AI. Bob Work is former Deputy Secretary of Defense. He's Vice Chair of the National Security Commission on AI. Bob, welcome. Thanks for coming on the program. What is your sense of how mature AI capabilities are becoming across the department?
Well, it's great to be here, Francis. Thank you for having me. I really believe that the momentum behind AI and AI technologies in the department is starting to build across the department, in the services, at OSD, in our research and development activities. So we really are starting to move out relatively smartly. The exercise that you mentioned was billed as an information dominance exercise, and it used artificial intelligence, particularly machine learning, to bring in all sorts of data from multi-domain sensors and from open source, and to fuse it and have the machine learning go through the mountains of data, which would be beyond any human's ability to really kind of comprehend. And it picks out patterns. It develops inferences from the patterns. It can make predictions from the patterns. And it was designed to show how AI machine learning would be able to help us in making faster, more relevant decisions.
You were at a news conference at the Pentagon last week with the leader of the JAIC, General Groen, and you said this: AI is not a single technology, it's a bundle of technologies, and you went on to outline the AI stack. I'm not sure people have been thinking about artificial intelligence in that way. Why is it important to think about these 6 things? We'll outline those in a minute, but why is thinking about AI that way so important, Bob?
Well, some people, Francis, tend to think that AI is a single technology. It's not. It's a bundle of technologies, and it has discrete components that allow it to have the power that it does. And you mentioned the 6 parts. There's talent, the people who make the algorithms and who apply them. There's the data that drives the algorithms. There's hardware. There are the algorithms themselves. There are the specific applications that the algorithms are being used for. And then there's the integration of all of these things. And the AI stack has all of these, and you can't concentrate on just one. You have to concentrate on all 6.
You said at this news conference that we are ahead of the Chinese in 3 of these areas, and they are ahead of us in 3 areas. Should we be alarmed by that, Bob, or is that just the nature of competition in the world we live in today?
Well, we're constantly asked, Francis, who's ahead? Who's ahead in the race? And this, unlike in the Cold War, where we would send U-2s or satellites over the Soviet Union, we'd be able to count the number of silos of ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles. We'd be able to look at the ships that were tied up and kind of determine what their capabilities were. It's really hard to do that with AI. It's algorithms. And a lot of times you won't know whether you have the lead until you're in a competition head up. And the other side is using their algorithms and you're using yours. And that's when you'll find out who's in the lead. But as a commission, what we did is we tried to take a look at the strengths of China as we understood them and the strengths of the US as we did understand them. And we concluded that the United States has a lead in talent. We're still the global magnet for talent, and we will continue to be if we can get our immigration policies correct. We know we're ahead in hardware, and the West more broadly. South Korea, the Netherlands, Japan, the United States has the hardware to make these very, very complicated and advanced computer chips. And we believe that we're ahead in algorithms. Our academy and our really vibrant business community are very, very good at making AI algorithms. So we think we have a lead in talent, hardware, and algorithms. And we judged that the Chinese have a lead in data primarily because they don't have any privacy concerns. They can just forget about privacy concerns and use data as they see fit. The second thing that we think they're ahead on is applications. They have proven extraordinarily capable of deploying applications at scale for computer vision, for population surveillance, things like that. And we think that they're ahead in integration, not because they're better at integration than we are, but because they actually have a strategy and a plan to integrate all aspects of the AI stack. It is their desire to surpass the United States in all 6 of the areas of the AI stack by 2030. And they're pushing hard to allow them to do so.
We have less than a minute left. You made an interesting observation that concerned me a little bit. If China ever took over Taiwan, peacefully or otherwise, the chip factories there would immediately give China the advantage in hardware. That's the major geopolitical potential development here, isn't it, Bob?
Yes, it is. I mean, the hardware is really like the oil of the 21st century. A lot of people think that is, but the hardware itself to make the chips, it's very, very important to the competition. One of the commissioners says we're 100 miles away from being 2 generations ahead in hardware to being 2 generations behind. And what he meant by that is exactly as you said. If Taiwan was forcibly incorporated into the People's Republic of China, and we did not have access to the chips that are made on that island, then we would be at a severe disadvantage.
Bob Work, thanks very much as always. Great to have you back on the program.
Always great to be here, Francis. Thank you.